1966 Chevrolet Impala, aluminum headed 350, overdrive, AC. Let's do a walk around. All right, we got a last couple virtual walk-arounds for y'all before we get back to the test drives. The sun's coming out, so we're getting close. But today we have a 1966 Chevrolet Impala. I have always been a huge fan of these big body Impalas. They run down the road awesome. They're super comfortable. And this one has a lot of really nice mechanical upgrades. I don't know as to exactly when this car was built, but they did a lot of great upgrades. We'll pop the hood here, take a look at some of the mechanicals. If I can get to the hood release here, there it is. For starters, we have a non-original 350, but it is a really strong running 350. It has a nice little cam in the motor, does have aftermarket blueprint aluminum heads, so for a small block in a big body car like this, it really pulls you down the road well. Another great upgrade is going to be the 200R4 automatic overdrive transmission, so you can really get out on the highway and cruise this thing at 65, even 70 miles an hour without it being wrapped out. You have your standard power steering, you have your standard power brakes, but it is an upgraded four-wheel disc brake all the way around with drilled and slotted rotors, so it stops really nice. You have a factory heat and AC setup. The AC is R134A, so if it ever leaks off, it's a whole lot easier to get charged, but right now the AC does blow nice and cold. You have a really nice aftermarket aluminum radiator, so no overheating issues. And then on the exhaust system, you do have a set of long tube headers. The exhaust, as far as the headers go, are a little bit older. You have a little surface corrosion on those headers, but it has a great exhaust note, and we'll crank it up here in just a minute. But you have full length dual exhaust, you have Flowmaster mufflers, and then tailpipes coming out the back. Again, we'll crank it up here in just a second. But the mechanicals are great. It is a strong running Impala. It is a good, tight driving car going down the road. You do have a little bit of play in the steering wheel like any of these big body cars, but nothing that pulls you left. It doesn't pull you right. It tracks true and straight down the road. And same thing with the brakes. When you hit the brakes, it stops true and straight. No real worries coming from the mechanicals. So we'll close the hood and we'll go hop inside the car here in a second. Now we are obviously on the inside of the Impala here. We're going to talk about the does it work section. We're going to crank it up and we're going to talk about the overall interior condition. For starters, on that does it work section, you will find a screenshot of the full does it work section. It'll be in the additional media section on the website pcclassiccars.com. How you're going to find that is you're going to go to the inventory tab, click on this vehicle, scroll to the very bottom, and then you'll see that additional media tab. It's going to have photos of all the imperfections on the car as well as a screenshot of that does it work section, so make sure you guys check that out. The few things that are not working on this particular Impala are going to be the horn. Horn's not doing anything. When you kick your headlights on, the dash lights are not illuminating. Most likely the original bulbs are burnt out. You do have an aftermarket stereo, but I don't believe it is hooked up. It's just currently in the hole. And then the two other items, your factory dash clock's not working, not a huge deal. And then when you put it in reverse, the little white lights and the tail lights are not coming on. My guess is when they did the transmission transmission swap, they just didn't hook that up properly. Just kind of guessing. I didn't do a full diagnostic on that. But to reiterate, horn, dash lights, radio, dash clock, and reverse lights. So really simple stuff. On the interior here, you have a really stock style and clean green on green interior. It's a two-tone green where you have the darker green and the lighter green, which matches the door panels and the interior quarter panel inserts in the back here. Headliner is in great shape. Visors left and right do look good. You have a couple little nicks in the headliner, but nothing's actually torn. Don't, again, know exactly when this interior was redone, but it shows great. Carpet, floor mats, all of that looks in awesome condition. You do have your factory steering wheel, which I'm a huge fan of. I like the stock style steering wheels in just about everything. The paint all the way around the steering wheel is kind of rubbed off. It's got like a cool patina just to the steering wheel itself. Gauges are a factory gauge cluster in front of you, which is just going to be your fuel gauge, your speedometer, and then your dash clock. And then up underneath the dash, you do have 3 gauges, which is a voltage, oil pressure, and a water temperature gauge, which work accurately. Your glove box door opens and closes properly, so no issues there. Dash pad's in good condition with a couple little wrinkles over here on the very, very far edge. That would really be about it when it comes to the interior. It does represent nice. So now that we've talked about the interior and the Does It Work section, we can go ahead and crank it up. Like any old car, when they're cold, you usually just pump the gas a couple times and crank it up. This one does have a little bit of heat in the motor already, so we should be able just to crank it right up here. Levels out nice, idles like it should, has a really good exhaust note. It's kind of a muscle car sound. Usually you don't have as much grunt from a cruiser like this, but with that aluminum headed motor, the little bit of a cam that's been upgraded and that exhaust note has a great sound to it. So we'll go ahead and kill it, and then we'll hop out here and we'll start talking about the exterior. All right, now we're going to talk about the exterior. On this particular Impala, it is a factory coated willow green exterior. The paint quality looks good. It has a great shine to it. When you look down the sides, you don't see any noticeable bodywork issues. The flat surfaces of the hood, the roof, and the deck lid, all of that checks out. The imperfections that I have found on this car is you have a few little stone chips and little miscellaneous flaws on the very front of the car from it being driven. A couple little stone chips on the front of the fender as well. The front and rear bumper do have some little hazy spots, but still represent like the same quality as the rest of the car. You do obviously have the oversized wheels and tires. Really good look if you ask me. The trim down the sides on the left and the right, as well as the top of the hood, does check out like it should. As far as your glass goes, no issues with the windshield, the left or the right glass, and then the back glass is clear and easy to see out of. Some real fine nitpicky points. The front valance, again, has some stone chips as well. On the top of the rear quarter back here, and also in the sail panels on the left and the right, you have to be in the perfect light to see it. There's a couple little reaction spots up here on the top of the quarter panel, and then there's a tiny little paint blister right here on the edge of the quarter panel. All minor stuff, nothing that is scaring me one bit for a car that was redone a number of years ago. Again, I'm just speculating on when that was done because I don't have any receipts for it, but just judging by the overall condition of the cosmetics, a little bit time ago is when this car was probably done, but still, again, represents great. Has a great quality to the paint and body, shows well, something you can be very proud of when you're going down the road. The doors both open and close correctly. And I will open and close the deck lid here so you guys can see inside the trunk. While I'm doing that, for those imperfections that I'm talking about, that additional media section on the website, pcclassiccars.com, is going to be your best friend. Inside the trunk here, things that I always look for is inside the jambs on the left and the right side here. All of that checks out properly. The bottom of the deck lid is painted to match. Inside the trunk is great. There is no matte back here, but the way that this one is spatter painted, it shows really well. You have a nice spare that's mounted. The trunk floor, the extensions, the drop downs, the inside of the quarters, all of that represents exactly how you want it to see. I don't see any problems in there at all. Deck lid closes like you'd want it to close. On the underneath, super solid. Don't see any rust issues, rust problems, rust repair. The frame looks great. The front and rear floor pans, the toe boards, all of that represents like a good, solid car. I don't, again, see any problems. A little bit of surface corrosion on the non-painted parts like the suspension and some of your bolts, the little wear items you're going to get from any car, but you are not fighting rust battles in any way, shape, or form. So this is a really good Impala. I am a huge personal fan of this body style. They go down the road great. This one being a green on green is just a cool combo. I love the color. And then aluminum headed 350 overdrive transmission, already has AC. It's just got all your goodies already done to it. As always, I'm Michael. This is a 1966 Chevrolet Impala, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. All my friends, Willow rider.